Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are having a fantastic day. Today, I wanted to figure out who are some of the best fictional athletes of all time. One that immediately jumps to my mind is Pablo from the Backyard Sports franchise. For me, I think Pablo is just the GOAT of backyard baseball. He's just a monster athlete. He always is the first pick. He's the one. He's genuinely a D1 prospect just showing up with all the other kids in the neighborhood. He's the type of kid you don't invite to the next game because he spent that whole game embarrassing your entire team. Another athlete that comes to mind is Nina from Black Swan. Dancing may not be something you think of initially when thinking of athletes, but Jesus Christ, watch 5 minutes of this movie and you'll see why she's on this list. She is a top tier, world-class athlete and truly deserves to be in the contention for this. Maybe you're a fan of The Underdog and you like Rudy Rudiger from the movie Rudy. Two things. His name is silly, and he is based off a real person. I realize that, I don't care, but the movie is so silly and exaggerated that we can easily put him on this list. He's 5'6", trying to play for Notre Dame, and eventually gets to play a play. That's fictitious enough sounding for me. Or maybe instead of the underdog, you want the overwhelming powerhouse athlete, like Fran from Dodgeball. I'd try to say her last name, but I think I'd just embarrass myself. She is truly lethal with a dodgeball in her hands. Putting her out there against regular people should legitimately be considered a war crime. They're lucky they all made it out of there alive because she was a monster. And speaking of barely making it out of there alive, we have Maggie Fitzgerald from $1 Million Baby. Full disclosure, I have never seen this movie. This is the only person on this list that I've not seen the movie of. But I have seen clips of her fighting, and she seems to be the real deal. Like, honestly, Rocky Balboa who? Well, speaking of Rocky, we have an athlete that many consider one of, if not the, fictional GOAT. He goes from kind of a nobody to literally fighting Ivan Drago, a drugged-up giant who kills in the ring. Rocky becomes the best boxer in the world, though not the best boxer on the list. I'll get to that next. But Rocky is genuinely, like, a lot of people probably think he's real. He's one of the GOATs for sure. But he is not the best boxer. The best boxer on this list is easily Matt from Wii Sports. He's great at a lot of different sports, but when it comes to boxing, he would pack up Ivan Drago, Rocky, and Superman if he wanted. He really stands alone as the GOAT of boxing, and I don't know, I think he could take on God at this point because he really is the best. But along the same lines of a video game character, we have Funky Kong from Mario Baseball. Pretty much everyone else shows up with a bat, and he brings a surfboard. Do you have any idea how hard it would be to swing a surfboard fast enough to hit a home run in baseball? Well, Funky Kong does, and it's insane. He is my first pick every time I play that game because he cannot miss. He is going yard every single time. But speaking of someone who hits a ball with unconventional stuff, we have Happy Gilmore. This man went from never playing golf a day in his entire life to winning it all. He was clearing hundreds of yards, hitting the ball with a hockey stick. Like, he could outdrive Tiger, outplay Arnold, and beat up Shooter. Happy Gilmore's just one of the GOATs for sure. But while I'm talking about Adam Sandler, I should mention his other character on this list, Bobby Boucher from Waterboy. This is another story of him playing the sport that he never has before and then showing up everyone. It's odd how many times that happens for Adam Sandler in these movies. He is driven by hatred like Anakin Skywalker and single-handedly took a trash team to win the Bourbon Bowl. You know what? This might have been his best athlete that he played. But if we're talking about winning, then we should look no further than Lightning McQueen. 7 Piston Cups. Would have been 8, but he respects the game too much. Tied for the most all time. There's no denying his greatness, on and off the track. And while racers like the King face plumbers, he was out here facing Francesco, Chick the Bum Hicks, and Jackson Storm. He definitely deserves to be on this list. But maybe his protege Cruz Ramirez is even better than he is. She's got a ton of potential, has training that is just state of the art, and with a coach like Lightning and the drive that she has, pun intended, she may very well take that spot from him as the best fictional racer someday. It's too early in her career to tell, but I think she's got it. Speaking of girls taking over and beating guys, we have Viola from She's the Man. This modern day Mulan loves soccer so much that when she didn't have a team to play for, she dressed like a boy just to play soccer on the boys' team. Not only that, she absolutely kills it and proves that she is one of the GOATs and can play right along with the guys. If we're talking about GOATs, then Benny the Jet Rodriguez must be mentioned. He was obsessed with the game and played baseball every single day, even when his friends didn't want to. He had a bunch of bums around him, but he still managed to become great and even a professional baseball player at one point, which is crazy. He even outran the Beast, and that alone deserves a spot on this list. But oddly enough, he isn't the fastest person on this list, because that honor may very well go to Forrest Gump, at least for, humans. Many don't think of him as an athlete, but between playing college football, playing ping pong for the Olympics, and literally running thousands of miles around the US, he not only easily meets these requirements, he might be one of the best, most versatile athletes on this entire list, which is crazy to think about. Another more straightforward athlete, though, is Lola Bunny from Space Jam. Other than Michael Jordan, obviously, there was no one better on the court than Lola. From the first day she showed up, she was breaking ankles and taking names. They honestly would not have beaten the Monstars without her help because a lot of them were not very good at basketball, but Lola showed up the first day and just killed it. And another odd one that you may not have thought of before is Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. Whether it's speed walking or basketball, he stays winning all the time. But the athletic feat that put him on this list was his skating or rollerblading. Same deal here. If you never saw that scene with him skating, then I don't think you realize what you're missing. You should look it up right now because I do not think copyright will let me put it in this video. My last traditional athlete I have is Torrance from Bring It On. She learns that they're stealing their choreography from another school, but she perseveres anyway. Good for her, sportsmanship counts. This is a silly movie, but it is pretty fun. And not all sports are normal sports though, so I've got to bring up Ginny Weasley. Harry gets all the praise in Harry Potter, the name and all that. In Quidditch especially, but it's Ginny that eventually goes pro. She's a commanding presence on the pitch and flies as naturally as some people walk. Ginny is the reason Gryffindor did so good. I don't care. I think Quidditch rules are really dumb, but I don't care that Harry caught the snitch or whatever. She was really the GOAT out there. But the most versatile athlete on this entire list has to go to Airbud. He may be a dog, but he plays basketball, football, baseball, and I'm pretty sure he went to space at one point. There is no denying his greatness. And let me tell you, if there's no rule against him playing, he will win you that game. Soon I'm sure we'll see an Airbud playing esports and doing F1 races. I don't care. He's going to win that. If there's no rules against him playing, can't lose. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Who is your favorite fictional athlete? Let me know. Comment below and subscribe for more, and have a fantastic day. Bye.